Hello there everybody, thank you for joining me once again. I'm Kim Gow from Colour Passion. Today I wanted to share with you that I've been on the hunt for another resin that's going to lace up. So I've got a sample that's arrived, so I want to test that today and see how we go. So I thought we'd try maybe with the base cell and the top cell, maybe in the same pour. We'll do that and see how we go and take it from there. So come along with me and let's see what we can do. Okay, here we go. We're going to test a new resin today. So I'm going to put Blue Passion, a mystery colour, yet to be released if I like the way it looks, which I think I will. Some turquoise powder, some top cell white, some base cell white to really test it out, and also some emerald passion just to have a myriad, if you like, of colours and see how it goes. Okay, it's a little bit milky, that's my first impression, but if it laces up beautifully I won't mind at all. Okay, pop that to one side and here we are. Okay, and this one is a new base cell white. Oh yeah, splashed it on myself in the excitement of it all. Just going to give it a stir, as you must always do when you mix any paste. Always give it a good stir. Okay. As the base is quite runny, oops, I do tend to put a little bit more in, but it's still not to exceed that 10% of amount of resin. That's really important. I know if you've watched any of my tutorials before, you'll know that because I always tell you. Otherwise you're going to end up with all sorts of problems. Like, for example, it will overheat because it sort of flash cures, because it has like a chemical reaction and it's not a happy thing, and you've wasted your resin and your colorant because you overdid it. All right, now we're putting in Blue Passion, which is a fabulous color. I usually always use this actually for my ocean pours for the deep sea. Giving that a good mix. Sometimes if the containers have been, jars have been sitting around for a while, you know, they can sort of thicken up, and then you might end up with a bit of it on the top of your work, and that's not going to be good because it won't mix into it. And then every time you touch it, you're going to end up, for example, with blue on. I've got the fan on above, and of course it's blowing sparkle everywhere. But we should be all right. Just slowly mix that so it doesn't want to fly everywhere. Okay. Okay, that's that blue. Then this one here is the new mystery one, which I think, as I said, is going to be stunning. Absolutely stunning. And I think you're all going to love it. It's so silky and the colour is gorgeous. And we're going to go cerulean. It's interesting because with these paper cups, you know, I can feel heat coming through there already. And that's, hopefully it'll be all right. Okay, so now we're going to do some top cell white. Just give that a good mix. Now the difference between the top cell and the base cell is the base cell goes on the bottom with colours over it, and it gives a different type of cell formation, and the top cell goes over the top of colours. Okay, just going to put some powders in because I just thought, well, we might as well test powders with it as well. See how we go. This is the beautiful turquoise. And we have our emerald passion. So I wanted to have a mixture here of dark and light. So see how we go with that. Emerald passion, it's a gorgeous colour. Very rich. Okay. Let's see how we go here. They are warm, they're not hot, but certainly I can feel warmth through there. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll just go right ahead and pour. I think what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to start with the base white. I'll do that sort of on this side. Just so we can get the best of both worlds, hopefully. Okay. Then, I think we might put some beautiful blue passion over the top of that. Then, we're going to use this gorgeous, gorgeous new one. So I'm just going to put some down here, and I'm going to put some over here. Just getting it on the board, there's no design or anything else like that at the moment. Just purely getting it out on the board so that I can see how it works. Okay, we've got our cerulean, which is, again, beautiful colour, and it is particularly nice with this blue passion. Okay. Okay, so I've got that there. Then we'll put our emerald on. It's going to be quite a sort of a mishmash, isn't it? So that's okay. See what happens. Then we'll use our turquoise. Really just want to cover the board up with resin. Okay. Okay, oops, there we go. Okay, so we've got the colours down. The only one left to put on is the top cell white. I think what I'm going to do, I might just heat it first with the torch, which I'll just get now. Okay. Just put it along like so because it's got to go over the top, and we'll keep it mainly on this side so we can see what it does. All right. Okay, so well, that's looking promising. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the, where is it gone? Sorry, my heat gun. One moment and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are, I've got my heat gun. Just blowing it to see how we go with that. Looking promising. Okay, so that's with the heat gun. Now I'm going to try it with the embossing torch, and see how that responds. Okay. Now, just use my little torch with the butane, give that a go. I do prefer propane. Burnt the corner there. Okay, that's interesting. Well, it's lacing. Is it going to hold it? This is the $64,000 question, isn't it? Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to do sort of a swipe over here and see how we go with that. Just find a little swiper. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to very gently wipe that over like so. Come this way because I didn't make sure that that was sort of the resin was covering the board over there, and I should have done. Oh dear. Okay, we'll just run along there. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the heat over it and see what happens. can see we've got lots of selling action here from the base cell. Really liking those ones, they're good. Still got quite a bit more there. Just wondering. Actually, what I might do is I'm just going to get another tool that I've got. And I'm just going to manipulate it and just see what happens with that. A bit heavy. I'll try the baking paper, which I find works well. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that it's all dipped into the resin and just drag it gently across. Just try it again. Okay. Now we'll see what happens there. Okay. Which is what now? That might be the top. I'll put that over and just see what happens. I'm not sure if that was the top of the base. Okay. Gosh, I'm not sure. I think perhaps the base, because it's not lacing across the top. So I will test the theory. Just get some more paper, which I might pull it back this way. There we go, it is base. You can tell that straight away because it pops up. Okay, so we are getting some really interesting cells here, and this we did, but maybe I just need to do a separate one perhaps that is just with the top cell, like an ocean floor. And see how we go. Okay, I'll just grab that bit there. Seems that was the bit that I accidentally burnt. So what's happening? Okay, so I think now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the tape off, which is earlier than what I normally would, but I'll just see what happens if I can, you know, stretch the cells. Just pop that into the bin. Okay, just gently letting that resin run down, and I'm rubbing it with my fingers about the bottom third to make sure that it's all covered. Okay, well, it's not the best pour, but it is just a test. Okay, now cut him fine. Got so excited I didn't even get some papers, kitchen towels to wipe my hands with. Okay, well, the colours are certainly pretty. Okay, what I might do is I might pop, that's the base white, then obviously the other one is going to be top cell. So I might just put it here and blow it across and see what happens. Okay. Well, that certainly sealed up quite nicely. So let's hope that it is going to stay that way. Okay, well, I'll come back once it's had time to settle down. Okay, here we are. We're just about to try this new resin. So we're going to do an ocean pour. So I'm just dividing them up. I've mixed it longer because it's still a bit milky, but it's not, there's no strands in it, but it is a bit milky. But obviously that's not going to matter with any colours. But I guess if you were doing something clear, I don't know. I'll have to test it some more and see what happens. Okay, I've mixed up about 450 mils for this 50 centimetre board. And this one here is for our top cell white. So what we've got is we've got Blue Passion for the deeper ocean. We've got Cerulean for the mid-ocean. We've got Aqua Gel Tint for that area coming into the shore. And then we've got Creme de Luxe for the sand. The more you add of that Creme de Luxe, the more goldier it will go. So just bear that in mind if you're using it. Good. Okay, now off we go. As I said, always give it a good stir. Okay. Okay, got a nice consistency. Now, Max White Sparkle, because I love my bit of sparkle, and particularly in the deep ocean. I've always done this with my ocean pours for that deep ocean. So I'm just going to very gently, so you can see it, very gently stir it so that all the Max White Sparkle, which is a very fine sparkle, I don't want that to be airborne. I'm breathing it in. Okay, there's that one. Then we have Cerulean, which I think is a fabulous mid-ocean colour. Sorry. Mix that. Always give it a really good mix just to make sure that everything is combined adequately in the resin. Okay, so now we've got the gel tint. Just gave it a squeeze. It's a pretty colour. I probably could have used a bit less because it's very concentrated. But once we put it over the white, it's probably going to be a little bit more, well, it is transparent anyway. Should be fine. Okay. Then we're going to put our beach sand in, which is Creme Deluxe. Again, it's powder, so we're just going to give it a little bit of a slow stir initially until it's combined. Okay. Then I want my top cell white. I've probably mixed up actually more than what I really need here. That should be plenty really. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the right amount. I don't want to overdo it. I think that should be fine. Okay, just going to give this a bit of a mix because it looked like sort of some of the powder maybe was floating, so we'll just give that another bit of a stir. And since we added a little bit more resin into these, let's give them a bit more of a stir. Okay, there we are. Okay, here we are back again. I just wanted to register the heat of them. Alrighty, so we've got our deep ocean. So we're going to pour that across the top quarter. Okay, so I'm just going to, with the spatula, just going to push it around so that it covers that top bit there. Okay, that should be okay. Just want to make sure that that's over there. Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's not a real straight line because in the ocean, of course, we know that it won't be. All right, so we've got that. We'll put the cerulean across the next bit. Okay. And I think it's a good idea always just to sort of bring the darker into you know, that where it changes colour, so it doesn't have like a straight line. Just plop that all over to there. Okay, here we go there. Okay, there we go. Actually, I've just noticed up the top here, missed a bit over here. Just want it to, once I remove that tape, for it to flow over, that's all. So, here we go. Okay. Now we're going to have the, little bit there, the gel tint, the aqua gel tint. I could have had certainly a lot less of this. I was a bit heavy-handed with it because I'm not used to using that container, which I want to switch over to because the airless pumps sometimes in the winter months, they can be quite firm to depress, and so I'd like to change it so that it, you know, it's a lot easier for everybody, including myself. But less is more, of course. So I'm just bringing that down. And the other thing is, of course, you can heat it by popping your bottles, as in the gel tints I'm talking about, into like hot water for 5-10 minutes, and that will thin it up as well and make it easier, which I have done in the winter. All right, so now we're going to go to the sand. Such a pretty colour, this bit of sand. Okay. It certainly feels quite nice to work with, this resin. You know, it's I had one made up before, and I just felt that it was a little bit too thin. But this one they've thickened up a little, but it is heating up fairly quick. So we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. Hopefully it'll be all okay. All right. Just sort of trying to put this up here a little bit, just so that it can kind of give that transparent look about it. There we go, beautiful. Right, so now we've got our white. Okay, back again. Just wanted to check on this heat. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pour it over. Whoop, that was clever of me. And I'm just going to, gosh, where's it gone? My torch. Just with a butane, I'm just going to sort of start to heat it. Okay, so here we go again. We're just going to do, maybe not all the way across there, maybe just sort of like a couple of little patches. that again. It doesn't seem to have held that lacing. Okay, and then we'll put some more across the top just here. I'm liking that. There's this I'm not liking. So I think I'm just going to put a little bit more across and blow it back and oops, see what happens. Interesting that over the paste it's lacing nicely, but not sort of over the gel. No, it's definitely not. I don't know why. Must be something that it doesn't particularly like about it. Okay, so what I might do is just put across here and see what happens. Never be afraid to try. You know my motto, if you don't give it a go, you're never going to know. So just play with it a bit and see what you can get out of it. Alright, so I might even put, I don't know if it's going to look a bit odd, but oh, that's all right. Still a bit of dark there, just a bit more paste on there. We'll just see what happens. I can hear my husband in the kitchen. It must be 1 o'clock time, I think. Time for dinner. Oops. Alrighty. Let me put a little bit more white on here. See what happens. Okay, so I might just trying to find my spatula. Oops. This way. I'll just leave it. I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit. Seems I've drizzled that white on there. And remember, this is on the shore anyway, so it'll be fine. And what we can do is just sort of just put a bit more of a solid line along that break there, so as it's coming in. could just kind of put it like that as well. So it sort of, you know, just looks like the ocean's edge. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that tape off now. If I can find where I joined it. Here we go. Take it off and let it run. Oops. There we go. So now I'm just going to run my fingers around that bottom third to make sure it's wet with resin, because I know that the top's going to continue to run down over it, and we will get a lovely edge, which I think is important. And if you're doing resin, make sure that your edges are lovely, especially if you want to sell it. Just, yep, that's good. It feels good. Okay. Well, I'm really delighted with the lacing up here, not so down here, but yeah, it's probably trial and error. So what I might do is I might just hit it with a heat gun again. Okay, the idea was just to sort of smooth it down a bit. I mean, that looks all nice and choppy there, so I think for now that will be fine. We'll just let it go, we'll let it cure, and we'll check out what it looks like tomorrow. Actually, I might just hit this here a little bit more. It's a bit, there we go. It seems to be working pretty well, just to sort of lace it a bit. There we go. All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, everybody, here we are for the reveal. Managed to find a bit of sunshine today. Hopefully the clouds won't interfere with this. This was the first piece we did, which was a real sort of bit of a mishmash. However, we still had a great cell formulation here. That's when I put the top cell white over and just hit it with a heat gun, and it moved it rather beautifully, and that they've held. Some gorgeous little sparkle bits here with that blue passion and the Max White sparkle in it. It's just a really lovely way to add a bit of sparkle to your works. Down the bottom here, you've got the cells here, which is from the base white. Probably not the best result for that, but however, you know, this was just a real quick rough test, just to sort of see if we were going to get some lacing and what the effects were going to be. So that's that one. Now we'll put this one on, sorry, outside here in the breeze. Okay, so this is our next piece. Very happy with the way the cells formed, and they held rather lovely, so that's important to me. Got the beautiful sparkle here, don't know if you can see that, but it's really, really pretty. That's again the blue passion with the Max White sparkle in it. Then we've got the cerulean here, and then we had the gel tint, and then we have down the bottom here the creme deluxe. So that's turned out pretty good. However, with the resin, I wasn't happy with it because I felt that it warmed up way too quick, which means it cured very quickly. We want something we've got a bit of working time. So I went back to the lab and I said to them, no, I need something that's going to have a bit longer working time than what this was. I still want it to lace, but I want it, you know, sort of 30 to 45 minutes in working time, which is sort of pretty standard. So they sent me a sample over. Sorry, just trying to get this so I can pick up the other little piece and show you. Okay, so this is the piece here that I did with just a small sample that they sent me. Really happy. It didn't get to the, you know, the high heats, so the working time was extended, and the lacing produced was beautiful, and it's held. So this was just, as I said, a very small sample size, but I'm delighted with that. So probably what I'll do is I will air freight some over to get it out and happening, and then I will place a large order by sea to get it over. So I want it, because it's going to be more affordable if I send it by sea as opposed to by air, for obvious reasons, and I want it to be a great producing resin for you guys, but also one that's affordable. Now, I don't know how we would go shipping this overseas, but certainly within Australia it would be absolutely fine. All right guys, well, that's a little bit of excitement. I've been busy in the backlogs there, doing and creating other bits and pieces for you, so more to come. So keep in tune and see what we've got in store for you in coming months. Alrighty, so that's it for this time. Thank you so much for your support and for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. But remember, if you don't give it a go, you are never going to know. Okay, have a great time. Bye.